Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to our daily Rhino Run call. My name is Alexis Brady, and I'm an independent prover with the incredible company Pruvit. And I'm super excited to be your host this week. I can't wait to just bring lots of energy and excitement and give you guys tons of value so you can start applying this stuff to your business. I know one thing that we really want to do this week, it's going to be kind of a special week, is actually bring you specific things, takeaways, things that we learned, energy from EPIK. For all of you that didn't have the opportunity to be there, kind of transfer that energy and give you some of the stuff that we learned so you guys can kind of get a piece of EPIK and apply it to your business. Does that sound like something exciting? You guys pumped about that? Awesome. So first and foremost, I love when we kick off the call with gratitude. I think it's such a great place to start. Can't be sad or down and out if you find something to be grateful for, which I know we all have something to be grateful for. So would you guys take a moment and just pop, one or two or three things in the chat that you're just really, really grateful for on this lovely Tuesday morning? My bed. Oh my gosh. Two people said my bed first. I'm assuming those are people that were at EPIK in the last 6 days. Sleep, seeing my babies. Grateful for Amy, my supportive fiance, ketones, health, my car, sunshine, my own shower, early mornings so I can get stuff done, keto cream, my dad, being able to squeeze my babies. I can't read this fast. My family, Orlando. Ruby Rush. I'm literally drinking the very last Ruby Rush packet that I own right now. Who thinks we need to bring Ruby Rush back? Put a 1 in the comments. Yes. All the ones. Awesome. Uh-oh. Let's just fix that. Awesome. So much to be grateful for. I know I am feeling incredibly grateful. My heart is just like bursting and overwhelming with gratitude after spending like 6 full days with this community. And I'm just so excited to kind of transfer that energy and gratitude back to you guys this week. So next thing I would love to do is take a minute to focus on some recognition. So if you have somebody on your team that you know really stretched themselves this week to get to EPIK, would you recognize them in the chat? I think it'd be really cool just because I know people make such a sacrifice to get to events. Betsy, Lori Post, Jessica and Doug, Amanda Benson, my girl Caitlin, Shelby Frame, Kayla Kelly, Jamie Brown, stuck in her airport for 36 hours on the way in. Oh my gosh. Haley Whitty, Tony, Heather Emerson, my husband, Andy Elliott. I love it. Kelly Jones, Amanda Benson. Look at this, you guys. All these people, the Giggies for making it happen with an infant. I love that. Stephanie Arnold. You know, it's so true. Like, people make major sacrifices to get to the events, but those of you who maybe got called out as somebody who made a sacrifice, would you say that it was 1000% worth every piece of sacrifice that you made? I see people making like the big head nods. Stephanie Arnold's like, I couldn't nod my head any harder or it would fall off. Like 100%, 2000%. Yes. Like it is so worth the sacrifice that we make because of what you get out of the proximity of being around higher level thinkers or just being around people that are going to love on you and accept you and welcome you into the community no matter what. Stephanie said, my soul needed that. Me too. And every single time I come out of an event, I feel that like new sense of like bulletproof, like that vest is on and I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to everybody about ketones and I'm not scared. You know, as time goes by and you're in your own home and you're not close to maybe the community, close to your leaders or close to your teammates, you know, it's easy that those like pieces of fear might start to sink in a little bit. You know, somebody says something really negative to you or somebody that, you know, you're connected to, maybe it's somebody that you love, you know, says things to you that kind of make you, you know, sad or question, am I really in the right place? Am I really doing the right thing? And that is always like completely erased for me when I'm at an event. Like I go to an event and I'm like, that's all gone. I don't care what anybody says to me. I'm ready to rock and roll. And I think that's why events are just so incredibly powerful. So Who did not raise your hand if you didn't go to EPIK, but you were following along on social media and couldn't believe how much content, like, can you guys get over our Just Prove It social media Instagram page? Like, it blows my mind like, we would literally like see something and 5 minutes later it was like shared in like a beautiful, eloquent way on our Instagram story. I'm like, how do they do that in 5 minutes? That's amazing. So people are saying they had straight FOMO goals. Events help me fasten my bulletproof vest a little tighter so that all the negativity just repels. Yes. Katie said, I'll fight someone who says otherwise after an event. I mean, truthfully, and I even see it, like, I brought my husband, this was his second event, and I see it in him. Like, the first event, he totally had more belief. This event, he's like, I think I'm going to start posting on social media. Y'all, if you know Matt Brady, he did not post on social media at all. And like, homeboy wants to start like sharing content on social media. That goes to show the power of proximity, the power of events, the power of being around energy. It's just incredible. So awesome. Okay. Who is committed, like fully committed, no matter what, to get to KK and more? May 30th through June 2nd in Orlando. Raise your hand. Actually, no. Raise your hand, but then also put a 1 in the chat. Already picked my flights. Rooms are booked. Look at the ones. Look at it go. So I heard Brian Underwood say on stage that he truly believes that this will be the best event that we've ever put on in the history of Prove It. So, I mean, that alone right there, because every time I go to an event, I'm like, it couldn't possibly get better than this. And he said himself, and he's the one that knows like what's going on behind the scenes. He's the one that's planning a lot of it out. He's telling us it's going to be the best event yet. So you cannot afford to not be there. So make it happen. You've got time. I think what's amazing is this event is at the end of May. So you have a good couple months to start saving your money, start planning arrangements for your kids, your pets, whatever. Like, there's no excuses. Figure it out. I'll find a way or I'll make one, right? Awesome. Love it. Okay, so let's get started with our content today. Obviously, Tuesdays, we focus on the attract piece. And I really just quickly wanted to tell you guys about, we ended EPIK this year with the first ever playbook event. It was absolutely insane. Like, I don't even know, I couldn't even put it into words if I tried. It was one of those things where like, you go in like looking for specific things that you want to learn to go back to your business, and you got them. Like, I walked into these workshops and I was like, God, I really hope they talk about this, or I really hope they touch on this, or, you know, this burning question I've had for months, and they freaking nailed it. Like, in every workshop I went to, I was just like, whoa. And shout out to Katie Rollins, Kendra McMurphy, Abigail Klutz, and Brian James. 4 of our leaders right here on this team were running the workshops. Like, I was like, oh my God, clearly we have the best team, just saying. So that was really cool just to see them up there and pouring into our community. They did 3 workshops back to back with the exact same content, and they had to bring it with straight fire every single time, and they totally did. So it was just really cool. So what we're gonna do, because the playbook event was so powerful, and we actually learned tactical things that you could literally start applying in your business today, because that was so powerful for everybody across the board. I thought it would be really neat to have a couple people share with you guys specific takeaways and things that they learned from the playbook event that you guys could start applying into your business today. Put a 1 in the chat if you would love to learn some things that we learned at EPIK. Then you're feeling FOMO about, like, you're like, I wish I was there. I want to learn what they learned. Well, we're going to do that this week. Every day this week, we're going to focus on attract, connect, and enroll, but we're going to actually bring you specific things from the event so that you kind of feel like you were there with us in spirit, because you totally were. And then you get to take these things and start applying them into your business this week so that you can start seeing your business grow before your eyes. I mean, how freaking awesome is that? Cool. So we're going to be hearing from Heather Emerson, Crystal Hendricks, and Kelsey Giggy. And I know that they've just got some incredible stuff for you guys. So get your notebooks out. If you don't have them out yet, get your pen ready to rock and roll. And I'm going to start with Heather Emerson, and I will, I'll unmute you, Heather, if I can find you. Are you just Heather on here? You must be. Heather, talk.
Hi.
Yay, I did it right. Woo! Awesome. Hi, gorgeous. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you feeling like just amazing?
So good. We've been dancing around like all the past 2 days to some Andy Grammer.
I know, I can't stop playing Andy Grammer. I'm just
Yeah.
like obsessed. Well,
My
you
kids
look
weren't even there and they're still singing.
right. You look amazing. I'm just so obsessed with your purple hair. I just can't get over it. So you and I chatted earlier, and you had some really awesome takeaways specifically for social media, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what I want you to do is kind of share that takeaway with everybody. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how they can take that and apply it into their business starting today. So go ahead and share with us just a little bit about what you learned. And this was specifically from the Playbook event, correct?
Yeah. So my biggest takeaway as far as like the attract piece goes is that people are looking for you specifically. I know in the past that I've definitely done like the comparison game and kind of like did a disservice to myself by thinking that my particular story maybe didn't matter or didn't matter as much as somebody who was like a peer in my brain, like, and I think the biggest takeaway was that my story does matter because my story is not the same as, your story, Alexis, or, the next person's story. We all have our own, and there's people that are going to relate to us on so many different levels. I'm a mom and a military wife and a former hairstylist, and not everybody can fill in those boxes like I can or felt the way that I did when I started. So my biggest takeaway just to authentically share me all the time, regardless of whether I think it's something of value. Like my life is always going to be of value, and that is always going to be something that somebody else can relate to. So just speaking in that authentic voice and never doing a disservice to myself and others by holding that back.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that. And I think that, exactly what you said is that sometimes we forget that. And I think that's why events are so powerful, because getting into events or getting, that proximity, being around people reminds you of that. Seeing so many people share their stories this weekend, it like makes the light bulb go off. Like, wow, like I'm sitting here watching their story, and to me, I know their story matters, which reminds me that my story matters, right? And like you said, like checking off those boxes, like not everybody is a mom, a military wife, and ex hairstylist. Like that's a pretty small, but also probably pretty big group of people that you could be missing out on by not sharing those specific pieces of yourself. So awesome. So, okay. So tell us one or two, or however you want to kind of break it down, specific things that you learned activity wise that we could start applying to our business today and that you're planning on applying to your business.
So just to cast like a kind of vague net is to stop with the stop and scroll and start with the stop and or scroll and stop and scroll and engage. So to stop going through Facebook and just, or Instagram, whatever, and just, scroll, stop, read, move on, but really start scrolling and engaging with these people. They're on my Instagram or my Facebook or whatever social media platform I have for a reason. Whether I follow them or they follow me, there's a reason why we're connected, and I need to engage with those people. So going through and actually engaging with them, and more specifically, the green light challenge that Jessie Lee, I believe, had talked about, where and this speaks to Facebook, going into your messenger and seeing who's got the green light. They're actually active on Facebook and engaging with those people. So for me, it's just getting in there and actually having a conversation with these people. Stop idolizing, whatever the word is, people on my Facebook, and actually having conversations with them, because they're not going to know I'm around if I'm just stalking their Facebook or whatever, scrolling past it. They're not going to know who I am. So just to really engage with people and have interest and start conversations. That is definitely, sometimes I think I find myself, I'm so guilty of this, of just being like, oh, I was so productive today. Do you know how many Facebook accounts I read? Like that doesn't actually do anything. So actually engaging with these people.
That is fantastic. So just to reiterate what Heather said, if you guys are taking notes, one thing you could start doing today in your business is if you're guilty of, in particular, this was one of my big takeaways, was when you're watching people's stories, drop a 1 in the chat if you watch people's stories for at least a half an hour a day. Yes. Look at this. I mean, I lay in bed at night and I probably for an hour will just watch people's stories. So Jessie Lee's tip was when you're watching people's stories, reply to their stories, engage so that you're automatically now in their DM. You've automatically started a conversation with them without really, like, it takes all the pressure and the weirdness and the awkwardness out of it. Like, oh my God, your dog is so cute, or oh my God, can you share that recipe with me, or whatever. But instead of stop and scroll, like scroll and engage, baby. That is amazing. And then number 2 was the green light challenge. So when you go into your Messenger app, down on the bottom you'll see like a little 2 people, and it shows how many people are online right now. Like right now I have 512 people online, and you can scroll through that and start conversations with people right now that are sitting on their phone. I mean, think of how powerful that could be. And one thing you could do too is go check out their page first, see what's going on in their life for just a minute or 2 before you pop in their DM. But that way you're genuinely sharing, something with them that stuck out to you specific to what they've shared on their page. So you're not just like, hey, how's it going? Like you're actually like, oh my gosh, I saw you just got married. Your dress was beautiful, whatever. But they're right there. They're on their phone. So awesome takeaways, Heather. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I know these are 2 things that people can start using in their business today, and it'll totally pay off. So fantastic. Awesome. So did you mute yourself? Yes. Okay. Let me find Miss Crystal. Let me see if I can find you. Well, there's 2 Crystals with no last name. So Crystal, can you talk?
Yeah, you found me.
Yay! 2 for 2, baby. How are you doing, Crystal?
I am fantastic. I got to sleep in this morning.
Yes, heck yes. And this is your first time sharing on a call, right?
It is.
Yes! I'm so excited. So pumped for you. You're gonna do great. Everybody's so excited to hear from you. So don't think about it. Just share from your heart, because what you shared with me was freaking fantastic. What was your biggest takeaway from the event this weekend in regards to the attract piece in our business?
Okay, so it was in the social media advanced one, and I believe it was Kendra that was talking about it. You get in this kind of rut where everybody on your Facebook or Instagram has heard of ketones, is drinking ketones, knows what you're doing. So you kind of lose those people to attract because they already know. And I've been in a rut where I don't know where to go to find more people. And Kendra said, go and find the people that you find inspirational, look on their page, see who's commenting, and then go and follow those people. That way you are starting to attract those people that you share the same values with, that you have the same interests with. They're more likely to relate to you when you have shared interest.
I love it. So can you repeat it one more time? Because I think you cut out a little bit, and I don't know if it was just my internet or not, but just share it one more time in case some people missed it. So how to find people that are like-minded to you.
So you're just going to go find those people that you aspire to, either whether it's an inspirational person. I even thought about, I could go to like my favorite band pages, musicians, comedians, anybody that you enjoy listening to, watching, and just find those people that share those interests with you and go and follow them. Am I still cutting out?
Amazing. I love that. No, that was perfect. You came through clear. So what's one thing that you're going to start doing as like an action item, or maybe you already started doing, I think you told me, that people on the call could start doing today?
So I put it in my DMO that I'm going to start trying to follow at least 5 people per day. And then not just going and following them, but going and commenting on their post so that they're seeing, that my things will start popping up in their feed as well. And again, kind of what along the lines of what Heather said, just stopping, just scrolling through and actually engaging into these people's lives versus just watching.
Fantastic. I love it. So, I think what's so powerful about this is, we want to build a tribe of like-minded people. Like, how cool is it when you find somebody on social media that has a, interest? Like, maybe you both have black labs, or maybe you both, are really into cooking or whatever, but like taking it a full step deeper, instead of just trying to find anyone and everyone, like finding specific people that are like-minded. And, Kendra kind of talked about it, like, it's like you're dating, like you're kind of online dating with, prospects, really. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's so true. Like going to those fan pages. I love how you said, like, musicians that you love. Go to those musicians and then find people that are following that musician as well. Mm-hmm. And then dig deeper. Find them, and then not just go follow them, but go like and comment and engage on their story. Can you imagine over time what will happen when you do this for 3 months, 6 months? I mean, I can't even imagine how powerful this will be for our businesses. It's so exciting. Awesome. Thank you so much, Crystal. You did amazing for your first share. I'm so pumped for you. Yes, I love it. Awesome. Yes, be a mega stalker. That's amazing. Awesome. And now we're going to hear from Miss Kelsey Giggy. And what's cool is, we heard some really great social media stuff, but I think there's a lot of you that really love that face-to-face interaction. And so Kelsey's going to kind of share how we can utilize some things we learned this weekend into our businesses that are not social media specific. So I'm going to unmute you, Miss Kelsey. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So real quick, I just want to preface this by saying we are no longer using the word mixer. We're using the word Keto Life Party. Say it 3 times. Keto Life Party. Keto Life Party. Keto Life Party. If Kelsey says mixer at all during her presentation in the next couple minutes, you have my permission to yell at her through the chat.
Okay, so to be fair, I'm going to start by saying something, so don't meet me yet. Question for all of you. Have you ever thought the word mixer, okay, this is the only time I'm going to say it, hopefully, sounded like something that was scary or intimidating? If yes, put a 1 in the chat. If yes, put a 1 in the chat. Yeah, me too. That word mixer, I was so pumped up when Abigail and Nick were telling us, no more mixers. We're doing a keto life party. Because I was like, what? It just makes you like kind of want to dance, doesn't it? I was like, yeah, I could throw a keto life party. So I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about keto life parties and how to use them, or use how to attract people into your business by using keto life parties, by inviting the keto life parties, okay? So I'm gonna give you 3 tips real quick here, because I know we're short on time. If you're taking notes, 3 things are gonna be said. So first pro tip about using keto life parties to invite and attract to your business is to use the objections that you're getting to invite to a keto life party, okay? So how that's gonna look is, maybe sometimes we hear like, oh, I don't really have 35 or 70 right now, but like I really want to do it, right? And then we're kind of just like, what do we say now? Perfect time to say, totally get that, girl. Like, how about this? Would you want to come over on Friday and I'll use my personal stash and mix up some ketones, and then you can just try them that way. And once you figure out what you like, we'll make sure we get you set up at a really good price that works for you and your family. How's that sound? And get them into your home, or wherever you're going to have these parties, right? So that's one thing that we frequently hear, potentially. Another thing is, maybe you hear, I'm really picky. I'm not, like, even out of that variety of 5 or 10, like, I think like half of those that you described, like, I don't even think I'm going to like those, right? So another thing that you could say is, that's totally cool. Why don't you come over to this I'm having this thing super low key, chill. We're just going to drink a bunch of flavors. And so you can kind of smell it, look at it, kind of decide for yourself if you like it, taste some, and then you can just invest in the one that you really, really liked. How about that? So those are 2 things that are frequent objections maybe that you might get, that you can use to invite. So the second pro tip then is to post on social media to invite. So the first thing was using objections. The second thing is posting on social media to invite. So how that kind of looked, without going into too much detail, is you're going to make an event page for your keto life party, okay? And so using social to promote for that would maybe look like posting pictures and explaining what's going to happen. Using your stories, we learned a lot about that this weekend. So using your stories to invite by showing product, speaking on there, going live, something that I think is really powerful is, and this was talked about by Abigail and Nick, is telling people like, this isn't like a Tupperware party where I'm going to invite you over, and sorry if people do Tupperware parties, but, and then you're like forced to like buy and walk away with product at the end. There's opportunities for that, but it's not a salesy, pushy thing. It really is a party. We're having a party. We're hanging out. We're going to listen to some Andy Grammer. That's what this is. Okay. And the key piece to this that I really, really liked is don't invite to this event page that you're making without a verbal commitment. So if you're messaging people, if you're, posting and people are like, yeah, I want in, then go and invite them. This is an invite all from friends list. And then people feel like, why did you just add me to something I didn't give you permission to add me to? So the third tip is then using new products to invite. So raise your hand really quick if you got your hands on some Keto Up. Anybody here get their hands? Okay, so some people here have some Keto Up. The first thing that comes to my mind when I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have all this Keto Up is, well, honestly, I want to drink it all. Like, how many Keto Ups can I have in a day? But the second thing is, how can I get this in the hands of as many people as possible? And maybe it's not as efficient to try and ship cans because then you're not utilizing the product to its fullest potential, but getting as many people as possible in your home to taste it and try it. Now that is powerful. People like new. People like exciting and energy, and people more than anything like exclusive. The only place you can try this is in my living room on Friday night. Will you be there? That is huge. So pop-up parties right after new products get released, like come on over, everybody come on over. We're going to smash in some Keto Up. You guys, it's so amazing. And using that social media, using maybe objections in the past to get people to come in. And then a hack that was talked about is asking current customers who might be like, yes, I'm in, because they're already loving their ketones. Hey, can you bring a couple of friends with you that might like this too? Anybody come to mind? Go ahead and invite them, and I can kind of, give them a shout out, tell them, hey, invite them in so they know who I am before they come into my house. So the last piece here is always make sure that you have a second party to invite to if you're doing these things and people say like, oh, Friday night, oh, my daughter has a ballet recital. No worries. I'm actually doing something on Tuesday night as well. Does that work better for you? And then always having something at that event to say, hey, you can come to this one too. Maybe next time you can bring your sister. I know she was curious about it. And yeah, so those are my things.
Fantastic. So I love how the first piece was using objections to invite to a party. How many of you have like in your head or maybe out loud said like, I just can't find anybody to invite to the party. Who do I bring to the party? Like that's a story that we're creating. You have a lot of people up in your inbox that said no thanks, or that said I'm too picky, or I don't have the money. Perfect. Your picky booty can come over to my house on Friday and try all the flavors right there and figure out what your favorite flavor is, and you can buy a box on the spot. Like, you know what I mean? And obviously, again, it's not to like get people there to be salesy and turn it into, one of those parties. It truly is a party. And I loved, Abigail and Nick did a great job of kind of showing us ways to just make it fun and lead with education, create a community, and then always have a second place to invite people. So that continues to grow. So at the party, you can say, well, I've got another one going on Tuesday. Who wants to come back and bring a friend this time? That's how that's going to grow over time. We overcomplicate it, I think. I know I personally do. We just got to get that freaking thing on the calendar and be committed to scheduling it and actually hosting it, regardless if one person shows up or if 10 people show up, right? I mean, I just think that face-to-face, people crave that connection and that face-to-face, being able to talk to someone, being able to touch the shaker cup, being able to smell it, to taste it, that could be so powerful for your business. So people are likely to show up if they can bring a friend too. Yes, and you could double the size of your party if you're encouraging people to bring a friend. So I love that it's not a typical home party with a freaking presentation. Yeah, I mean, it's all about how you make it. You know what I mean? Helps build relationships with your current customers. That energy will be contagious. Absolutely. Well, would you guys take real quick and just shout out the people in the chat who shared today? I thought they did an amazing job. Specific things that you can start applying to your business today. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome job, you guys. So real quick, just a reminder, we have a Keto 101 happening tonight at 8:15 Eastern. It'll be on the Ketones 101 Facebook page. So make sure to get the word out, invite your customers, invite your potential peeps to that. We have an awesome story. And then I have one call to action for you today before we hop off. So what I want you to do is pick one thing that was shared today. Okay, one thing that was shared today from one of the 3 girls and implement it into your business today. Like get off the call and commit to do it today. And I know I actually wasn't in this presentation, but my husband went to Social Media 101 with Katie Rollins. And he said he loved how she actually sets an alarm on her phone at, I don't know, like 2:30 or something. Yeah, phone reminders. And at 2:30, she goes into her Facebook groups and engages with people for 20 minutes or whatever it was. So yes. So I thought that was amazing. So that's going to be my piece today is I'm going to set a reminder in my phone that at, 2:00 today, I'm going to spend a half an hour and I'm going to scroll them stories, but I'm going to scroll and engage and actually make it, effective for my business versus just sitting there and feeling like I'm working when really we all know that that is not working, right? So pick one thing that you learned today from the 3 girls and start applying it into your business and commit to it. What I would do, share it with your coach or with your, business partner or with a friend and tell them, hey, this is what I'm going to do today from today's call. And I want you to check in with me tonight and make sure that I did it. Is everybody committed to doing that? Pop a 2 in the chat if you're committed to applying one thing you learned on today's call in your business now. Fantastic. What a call. And we're only 1 minute over. I feel pretty good about that. You guys are amazing. Thanks for showing up as always. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Connect, specific to things that we learned from EPIK. So make sure to get your teams on. We really want to transfer as much energy to you guys as we can so that you're feeling as fired up as we all are, because we're just ready to rock and roll and make this the best year ever. Yeah. Awesome. All right. I feel like I want to end the call with, prove it. Here, how about everybody just do a little tornado for me, even though I can't hear you. Prove it. Awesome. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Let's rock this. We'll talk to you tomorrow.